Hello, and welcome to Web of Unity's 22nd day of sharing readings and metaphysical interpretations from Keep a True Lent by Charles Fillmore. My name is Laura Adair, and I will be your host today for the topic of the fourth dimension. I am a Unity Truth student based out of Columbus, Ohio, where I live and serve on the Grounds and Gardens team at Unity of Columbus. From Charles Fillmore's Keep a True Lent reading, it would be found on page 170 if you would like to follow along. We'll start with the reading and then we will visit the scriptural reference in a little bit. The scripture reference is from John 21, 1 through 17. So, the reading. The fourth dimension is that which embraces and encompasses the other three. It is realization, the doing away with time and space and all conditions. It is the process in which forms lose their apartness and become one under divine law. The human mind, with its limited reasoning faculties, is bound by time, space, and conditions. By itself, it can get no further into the spiritual realm than reason will take it. But when we invoke the aid of the Christ in us, we go beyond reason into the realm of pure realization. Then we have attained the consciousness of pure being, the fourth dimension of being. The one way to enter the fourth dimension, or of realization, is through scientific prayer, commonly named the silence. First, I take with me the word Jehovah and go within and hold it steadily in mind until the word illumines the whole inner consciousness. I am now functioning in the fourth dimension, and the way is open for concentrating on the prayer I have in mind for the special demonstration. I fix my attention powerfully on the consummation of an idea until the idea has nucleated a certain amount of thought, substance. And I'm assured that it will be followed by that silent power of thought, which, working throughout my whole being, is bringing forth the thing desired. When my thoughts radiate with the speed of spiritual light, they blend with creative mind, called by Jesus heaven. And that which I ask for is done. I affirm the illuminating power of truth awakens and quickens my consciousness, and I discern clearly. Okay, let's go ahead and give it a try and take a few moments of silent meditation together. If you're willing, I would like to invite you to join me. So as I prepare for this, I'm just going to get comfortable in my chair and put my feet flat on the ground, rest my hands comfortably in my lap. Just take a nice cleansing breath and let out the tension in my shoulders and in my neck and relax. I might close my eyes or soften my gaze. And breathe in through my nose and out through my mouth. Take another deep breath in through my nose. And just let it all go. The word I'm taking with me into this few moments of silence is the name Jehovah. As I bring my awareness back into the room, I just wanted to read the affirmation one more time. I affirm the illuminating power of truth awakens and quickens my consciousness, and I discern clearly. I think that is a very good affirmation. The metaphysical interpretation that I have chosen to read today is written by Charles Fillmore. I like the classical writing style of Charles Fillmore, but it is and can be a little confusing. But I am a truth student, and so for me, this is kind of a new adventure. And so as I read this, I am letting the words wash over me as my awareness and understanding can glean this understanding. And once again, I'm going to read that affirmation one more time before I get started here. The illuminating power of truth awakens and quickens my consciousness, and I discern clearly. So I welcome you as well to consider that affirmation as we embark upon this reading. It's a little lengthy, so here we go. So this is Charles Fillmore, Mysteries of John, chapter 21, metaphysical interpretation of the chapter 21. After these things, Jesus manifested himself again to the disciples at the Sea of Tiberias. And he manifested himself on this wise. There was together Simon Peter and Thomas, called Didymus, and Nathanael of Cana in Galilee, and the sons of Zebedee, and 2 other of his disciples. Simon Peter saith unto them, I go a-fishing. They say unto him, We also come with thee. They went forth and entered into the boat, and that night they took nothing. But when day was now breaking, Jesus stood on the beach, yet the disciples knew not that it was Jesus. And Jesus therefore saith unto them, Children, have ye aught to eat? They answered him, No. And he said unto them, Cast the net on the right side of the boat, and ye shall find. They cast therefore, and now they were not able to draw it for the multitude of fishes. That disciple therefore, whom Jesus loved, saith unto Peter, It is the Lord. So when Simon Peter heard that it was the Lord, he girt his coat about him, for he was naked, and cast himself into the sea. But the other disciples came in a little boat, for they were not far off from the land, but about 200 cubits off, dragging the net full of fishes. So when they got out upon the land, they see a fire of coals there, and fish laid thereon, and bread. Jesus saith unto them, Bring of the fish which ye have now taken. Simon Peter therefore went and drew the net to land, full of great fishes, 153. And for all there were so many, the net was not rent. And Jesus saith unto them, Come and break your fast. And none of the disciples durst inquire of him, Who art thou? Knowing that it was the Lord. Jesus cometh and taketh the bread, and giveth them, and the fish likewise. This is now the 3rd time that Jesus manifested to the disciples after that he was risen from the dead. When the disciples had toiled all night in their fishing boats without results, Jesus suddenly on the shore and called to them, Cast the net on the right side of the boat, and ye shall find. The result was 153 large fishes, so heavy that the net could not be lifted into the boat, yet it did not break. Man's mind is the net that catches thoughts, which are the basis of external conditions. The sea is the mental realm in which man exists. Toil of all kinds is a combination of mental and physical exertion. So when the mind is exalted, toil is easy. By using his mind, man invents machinery that relieves him from wearying muscular labor. In a larger way, the spiritual man uses his mind and takes advantage of divine guidance to lighten his toil. The net of man's thought works hard and long in the darkness of human understanding and gains but little. But once the Christ mind is perceived and obeyed, the net is cast on the right side, and success follows. The right side is the side on which man realizes the truth that inexhaustible resources are always present and can be made manifest by those who exercise their faith in that direction. Whosoever seeks supply through spirit and submits his cause to the law of justice and righteousness always succeeds. The reason why men fail to demonstrate the many promises of divine support is that they cling to some selfish or unjust thought. Seek ye first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. The bread and the fish that Jesus provided on the shore represents the supply of spirit for the needs of the body. Not only does the Father provide for man in the natural world, as by the draught of fishes, but in the invisible world of substance are elements that correspond to the material things. Bread symbolizes the substance of the omnipresent Christ body, and fish the capacity of increase that goes with it. Fish are the most prolific of all living things and aptly exemplify the ability of increase inherent in the Christ substance. So when they had broken their fast, in verse 15, Jesus saith to Simon Peter, Simon, son of John, lovest thou me more than these? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my lambs. In verse 16, he saith to him again a second time, Simon, son of John, lovest thou me? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest I love thee. He saith unto him, Tend my sheep. In verse 17, he saith unto him the third time, Simon, son of John, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved, because he said unto him the third time, Lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Jesus saith unto him, Feed my sheep. Verily, I say unto thee, when thou wast young, thou girdest thyself, and walkest whither thou wouldest. But when thou shalt be old, thou shalt stretch forth thy hands, and another shall gird thee, and carry thee whither thou wouldst not. Now this he spake, signifying by what manner of death he should glorify God. And when he had spoken this, he saith unto him, Follow me. Peter, turning about, seeth the disciple whom Jesus loved following, who also leaned back on his breast at the supper, and said, Lord, who is he that betrayeth thee? Peter therefore, seeing him, saith to Jesus, Lord, and what shall this man do? Jesus saith unto him, If I will that he tarry till I come, what is that to thee? Follow thou me. This saying therefore went forth among the brethren, that disciple should not die. Yet Jesus said not unto him that he should not die, but if I will that he tarry till I come, what is that to thee? This is the disciple that beareth witness of these things, and wrote these things, and we know that his witness is true. And there are also many other things which Jesus did, and which If they should be written, every one, I suppose that even the world itself would not contain the books that should be written. 3 times Jesus asked Simon Peter, "Lovest thou me?" Peter's spiritual advancement hinged on his possession of love, and the test of love is its willingness to serve. It is quite evident that Jesus was trying to teach Peter that if he truly loved, he would serve. Faith must be established in love and must work by love. And every faculty of man must be established in love and work by love if perfect harmony and good are to be realized. Faith established in love and working by love will remain steadfast at all times under all circumstances. It will be our sustaining power during our every hour of need. In verse 18 of this chapter, Jesus explains further what he meant by his questioning. Faith, Peter. So we know that Peter also represents one of the 12 powers or the principles of faith. When it first begins to awaken to the Christ ideal, sees the unlimited possibilities that are presented in this new life. It realizes that it can bring into manifestation anything that may be desired. In its more mature state, it realizes the necessity for service in a universal sense, the giving up of the personal self, with the consequent working from a universal standpoint, is the death whereby we are to glorify God. However, laying hold of spirit and its power should accompany the denial of self. Faith, symbolized by Peter, is the faculty on which depends continuous supply. Hence, Peter challenged with the thought of love toward Christ 3 times. Faith must be in loving communion with the Christ mind in order to draw down to the thoughts, or sheep, the necessary supply. Man does not live by bread alone, but by words and thoughts from God. These come into consciousness through mental and spiritual laws. Peter's 3 successive affirmations of love represent fulfillment of the close Christ union in spirit, soul, and body. Faith at the beginning is wistful, vigorous, vacillating, but in its maturity, it gives itself wholly to spirit and is willing to die to self. This is the manner of death by which faith glorifies God, being absorbed into the divine mind. Through repeated affirmations of love toward Christ, a man develops a consciousness of divine love that abides at the heart center and fills the whole body with ecstasy. This consciousness is the disciple whom Jesus loved. Jesus revealed the mind of the Father. This mind is the life and intelligence of man, as well as the substance that provides for all his needs. This providing power of the Father, Jesus brought out prominently, and he showed in various ways how easy it is to obtain supply by trusting God. This teaching is not an encouragement to man to be idle, but rather to be active and trustful, constantly looking to spirit instead of matter as a source of his good. Paul says, "Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind." I'd like to close by saying the prayer of protection, and all of this can be found on truthunity.net. Just look for the 4th dimension in the metaphysical search and it'll bring up these articles. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us, and the power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well, and so it is. Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful day today. Thank you. Bye for now.